In the villages and towns of 19th-century Japan, during the waning years of the Edo period, women faced a public ordeal that branded them with shame. Confinement in stocks and cages as punishment for perceived moral failings. The 1800s, a time of rigid social hierarchies under the Tokugawa shogunate, saw women accused of infidelity, disobedience, or petty crimes locked in wooden stocks, or exposed in bamboo cages in village squares. This practice, rooted in a society that prized conformity, was more than humiliation. It was a deliberate act of social control, leaving physical and emotional scars. Whispers of the Past brings this hidden history to light, revealing the resilience of women trapped in the cage of shame. The Edo period, 1603 to 1868, extending into the 1800s, enforced strict Confucian ideals, placing women under male authority and subjecting them to harsh penalties for stepping outside societal norms. Stocks, made of heavy wood, clamped around the neck and hands, while cages, often constructed from bamboo or iron, exposed women to the elements and public scorn. Historical records from the Edo Machibure Shusei, a collection of edicts from the 1830s, document women punished for adultery or theft, their crimes announced by criers as villagers gathered to jeer. The punishment could last days, with women enduring sunburn, dehydration, and physical strain, their bodies a public spectacle of retribution. Public humiliation was the intended weapon, designed to enforce obedience and deter others. Women from all classes, peasants, merchants' daughters, and even samurai widows were targeted, though lower classes bore the brunt due to their lack of protection. Accounts from Dutch trader Hendrik Duif, writing in 1817, describe women in stocks near Nagasaki, their heads bowed as crowds threw refuse, the shame etched on their faces. Physical punishment often accompanied this. Flogging with bamboo rods was common, leaving welts that took weeks to heal. For some, the ordeal ended in collapse or death from exposure, a stark reminder of the power wielded by local magistrates. The reasons for punishment varied, often reflecting patriarchal control over women's behavior. Infidelity, even if unproven, led to public shaming, as seen in a 1845 case from Osaka, where a woman was caged for allegedly dishonoring her husband. Disobedience to fathers or husbands, such as refusing arranged marriages, also triggered this fate, with village elders citing moral decay. Foreign observers, like American missionary Samuel Wells Williams in the 1840s, noted that widows who remarried against family wishes faced similar penalties, their punishment a warning to others. This systemic humiliation reinforced a culture where women's autonomy was sacrificed for social order. Despite the torment, women found ways to resist, their defiance subtle but profound. In the stocks or cages, some whispered poems or songs, preserving their inner strength through art. A collection of haiku from the 1860s, preserved in the Tokyo National Museum, includes verses attributed to punished women, lamenting their fate, yet celebrating endurance. Bound in wood, my spirit flies free. Secret support networks emerged, with female relatives smuggling food or water, risking their own punishment. This resistance laid the groundwork for later challenges to the system, as Japan edged toward the Meiji Restoration in 1868. The Meiji era, 1868 to 1912, brought gradual reforms, shifting attitudes toward punishment. The 1873 Penal Code abolished public humiliation for women, influenced by Western legal standards and internal pressure from reformers like Nakano Takeko, who advocated for women's rights. However, change was slow. Oral histories from the 1890s, recorded by ethnographer Yanagita Kunio, reveal that rural areas continued the practice informally until the early 1900s. Photographs from the 1880s, archived by the Meiji Japan collection, show women still in stocks, a testament to the lag between law and practice. The physical and psychological toll was immense, shaping women's lives long after release. Stocks caused neck and shoulder injuries, while cage confinement led to chronic pain from prolonged immobility. Medical records from the 1870s, cited in the Japan Medical Journal, note cases of permanent disability. The shame lingered, with many women ostracized by their communities, their families forced to relocate. Yet, their resilience fueled cultural shifts, with stories of their suffering inspiring early feminist writings, such as those by Hiratsuka Raicho in the 1910s. Cultural preservation became a form of resistance, with women using poetry and oral tales to reclaim their narrative. The haiku tradition, enriched by their voices, influenced modern Japanese literature, while folk songs from the 1800s, collected by the Nihon Shomin Bunka Kenkyujo, carried themes of endurance. These acts of creation, performed under the gaze of a jeering crowd, were acts of defiance, ensuring their experiences were not erased. The Meiji reforms, though imperfect, marked the beginning of a societal shift, with women's voices gradually gaining traction. Reflecting on this history today, we see the strength of Japanese women who endured the cage of shame in the 1800s. The public humiliation they faced was a punishment rooted in control, yet their resistance through art and community support planted seeds for change. The Meiji era's reforms, though late, owe a debt to their silent struggles, while modern Japan grapples with this legacy in its gender equality debates. Whispers of the Past honors their memory, urging us to recognize the pain behind societal norms and the power of those who defied them, ensuring their stories endure.